Hey y'all, welcome on in. My name is Alex with The Creative Llama. If you see that red live box right there, that means I'm live, but if you don't see it, that just means you are catching the replay. Here is our cutout of the week. It's a little bunny butt tag. Y'all were asking me for some Easter projects, so I delivered. So when y'all pop on, comment the word bunny and you'll get the link to the cutout of the week. But while y'all are waiting for me, I'm going to share this live into my broadcast channel. So if you're not in my broadcast channel, right down here in the pinned comment, there's a link for you. If you'll just click on that pinned comment and open it up, and just click on the link and you can join the broadcast channel. So let me get that shared into here and then we will get started. You might hear a little bit of noise. Thomas is cooking dinner. Just giving them the heads up. All right, got that shared into there. So here is our little, hi Linda, hi Patricia. Here is our bunny butt tag. Hi Barbara. We're gonna paint this. We're gonna use acrylic paints tonight, but we're gonna try something new. I was watching somebody last night when I couldn't sleep, and we're gonna try it out. We're gonna see how it works. Hello, hi Barbara, hi Melinda. All right, so first thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to take a baby wipe and I'm gonna wipe off all of that glue. It is just glue from the wood. It's not burned, but I like to do that just to kind of make sure it doesn't yellow, especially when I'm using white to paint. Because if you don't take it off, it will yellow your paint. Hi Lynette, hi Marcy and Miss Annette. Yes, our keyword is bunny. It is bunny. So I'm gonna get all these wiped down and then we will start painting. I keep thinking today's Sunday. It's not. It's Monday, right? Thomas, it's Monday, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm all off on my days. Hi, Dolores. Let me get this wiped down. And then we're going to paint this. Hi, Karen. Hi, Jennifer. How are you? All right, so I'm going to use white acrylic paint. And we're going to paint our tag white. This is going to need a couple of coats. And I let it dry. Let me put a pin in it. Maybe. Here we go. Yes, Monday. Hi, Sue. All right. There we go. You can use chalk paint. I'm just using acrylic paint tonight. You can use your chalk paste, whatever you want to use. This is just what I grabbed right before I went live. Hi, Christian. Hi, Sharon and Leona. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, Angie. Texas is a hot one today. Yeah, it was warm. It's like almost spring weather, but I think it's supposed to get cold again. I hope not. Alrighty, we're gonna get this nice and covered using my white acrylic paint, but we're gonna try something new. We're gonna try a technique that I saw using this guy to kind of make things look a little bit more rustic, primitive kind of thing. Hi, Haley. Hi, Alex. Oh, hi, Alex and Lady Crafters. I scored. You did, Maureen. I sent you your invoice. Hi, Lynn. Thanks for hanging out, y'all. Be sure to hit that heart button and share the video. But we're going to go in with white. You could use vanilla for this. The chalk-based vanilla, that covers really well. But I wanted to use my white acrylic paint. Yeah, it's supposed to get cold in Pennsylvania. It's cold and windy where I live. You're kind of up north, Miss Patricia. I don't want to say your state. I don't want to, if you don't want that out there. But, hi, Marcy. All right, let's dry. And then we're going to go in and we're going to do another coat. I'm thinking, should we do a gray bunny or a white bunny? So this is his little butt. Should we do a gray bunny or a white bunny? Not a white bunny, gray or brown bunny. Hi, Monica. All right, let's get this dry. Good evening, Victoria. It's supposed, ooh, no thank you. Oh, yeah, Boone says hello. Hi, Darlene. Gray, I was thinking gray. But I thought since I'm gonna kind of distress this with brown, that brown might look cute too. Hi, Tammy. Everybody's saying gray, okay. Looks like gray is the winner. I think a brown bunny would be cute too. All right, we're gonna go over this one more time. And then we're gonna paint everything first, and then we'll go in and we'll do like the little distressing technique. I practiced a little bit on the back. Gray bunny and pink tail. We could do a pink tail. I was going to do a white tail, but we could do a pink tail. All right. One more coat of the white. Where did I put it? Gray. Hi, Lisa. And we're going to cover this up, getting it nice and bright. Brown. Hi, Deborah. Gray. Distress with gray. We could, okay. You know, I didn't even consider that, Linda. That's a good point. We could distress with gray. Absolutely. All right. That looks good. I'm going to leave that out. Let's dry it, and then we're going to paint the rest of our bunny. Hi, Anita. Hi, Catherine. All right, let's get this nice and dry. So we've got his tail, we got his feet. So we're saying a gray bunny, right? A white or pink tail. What do y'all think? A white or pink tail. So this is about 6 by 9. So it's a decent size. This is the cutout of the week if you're new here. So every week I do a new cutout on Monday, and it's only available during that week. So if you comment the word bunny, you'll get the link to the cutout and the pricing and all of that. It gives you all the sizing, and the price does include shipping. So you're not having to pay additional shipping on top. White, pink, pink. Oh, we're kind of tight on this. Hi, Shauna. All right. I think I'm going to lighten up the gray a little bit because it's a little dark. A white tail. I don't know. Oh yeah, that's a little too dark. So I'm going to mix in a little bit of white. My granddaughter's, yay, Linda. I'm so excited. Hi, Debbie Hill. All right, so I'm just taking my gray and white, and I'm just mixing it to make a lighter gray. I don't want it to be so dark. And that's the only gray paint I had. So we're just gonna mix it up. Alrighty, that's pretty. I think that's a good gray. I'm gonna add a little bit more here. Oh, I added way too much. I might have to go back and add more white. I added too much. A brown tail with a gray bunny. Yeah. Thomas. Did y'all hear him? He's got opinions over there. What do you think I should do? A white tail or a pink tail?
Bunny's tails are normally the same color as the bunny, just a little bit lighter.
Well, this is, yeah, I understand, but this is like a fun bunny. It's not supposed to look like realistic.
That bunny deserves to be realistic.
It deserves to be realistic?
It don't matter. I don't
Pink tail with some sea salt texture. Cream tail, white tail, pink. Hi, Samantha. All right. I feel like we should light. Does that look too dark? I feel like it's a little too dark. What do y'all think? Cream tail. I'm looking at y'all's comments. Hi, Victoria. I think I already said hello to you, but hello again. Yes, Thomas is here. Y'all all say hello to Thomas. I got my box. Yay, Victoria. Pink, no. I think it's a little too dark. No? It dried a lot darker than the paint on the table. Love the thought of the texture. It's fine. A little dark. Yeah. I think it's too dark. I'm going to add a little bit more white. A light gray. Yeah, I don't have a light gray like acrylic paint, so I'm trying to make my own. And that paint, that dried a lot darker than what I was expecting. They're all saying hello.
Oh, to me?
Yeah.
Hello, ladies.
He says, hello, ladies. He's over there making dinner. Yeah, I think it's too dark. He is making tacos. We're having like street tacos. So he's preparing.
Texas, they probably don't know what this is.
Oh, do y'all know what street tacos are? Is that like a Texas thing?
Yeah.
Is it? I don't know. Okay, that's a little bit lighter. I think that looks better. Pink on the foot pads. Thank you, whoever just paid their invoice. I appreciate that. Y'all, you can still go shop the live sale from last night. So if you comment the word bunny, and in the message, there's a button that says live sale Sunday. If you click on that, it'll take you directly to the live. And you can shop over there. Maybe he's an old bunny. Tell Thomas to show his face.
She says I look like a hobo.
I did not say that. Nope, I was wondering what a street taco was. So street tacos are really small, like little, they're like not your normal size tortillas. They're like little small tortillas.
Or a 2-bite taco.
Like a 2 to 3 bite taco. They're really good. He is Dolores. He sure is. All right. I think that looks better, but I'm kind of thinking lighter. It keeps drying darker than normal. All right. So we're going to do this.
Does someone like your page?
No, they paid an invoice. I got an order. What is the surface that you're mixing the paint on? Darlene, this is a glass mat that I got from Michael's. I think the gray needs to be lighter. And I really like it. Still lighter. That's what I'm thinking. It's still a little too harsh on that white. Oh, are you going to come show your face?
I will. As long as I can walk over there without falling.
Rude. There he is.
What are we making?
A bunny butt.
A bunny butt?
Yeah. But it's too dark. The paint keeps drying darker than that color.
Put more white in there.
I'm aware.
Oh, well,
I'm trying.
I know you're aware. Put more white.
I'm out of the loop. Who is Thomas? Thomas, who are you?
I'm nobody.
No, he's my boyfriend. I did get it from Michael's, but you can also get it from Amazon. Acrylic paints will dry darker. I haven't used a ton of acrylic paint, so I don't know all the scoop. Dry brush some white on it. We could do that.
Well, don't be scared of.
Do what? Scared of what?
You squeeze them on there.
Well, it's dried out, so it's not coming out very well.
That's why you gotta hydrate your paste, lady.
It's not paste.
Well, whatever.
It's acrylic paint.
Make sure it's hydrated.
Oh, Lord. Thomas, you're handsome and you cook.
I do cook. I cook very well, too.
He does. He sure does. All right, let's see how this one pans out. That's a lot lighter. They're all saying hello to you. So he showed his face. He's shown his face before. Thank you, Patricia. Thanks, Janice. Still lighter. Okay. Abilene. Yeah, you sure are, Miss Mary. All right, I think that looks better. Let's see how it looks on the white. Your husband is a great cook. Yeah, he's a good cook. He prefers to cook. The whole package. Oh, that's so nice, Haley.
What did Haley say?
She said he is the whole package, and her bestie, and her as her bestie, I could not be more happy that they are together.
Oh.
All right. Now he is a keeper. Now, what do we think? I think that looks good. So, do we paint? Oh my gosh, here's another question. Hi, Donna Glaze. We need to paint these gray or white. Gray, right? Gray. They need to be gray. Thank you, Shauna. I appreciate that. Y'all are so sweet. Do a cooking live with Thomas as the chef. Oh, we could do that, babe.
What?
A cooking live.
Okay.
Okay. He'll do that kind of live. That's right up his alley. What do y'all think? Gray or white feet? Now he just needs to make some margarita. He knows how to make margaritas too, Miss Ruth.
Oh, I'll make a mean margarita.
He does make a mean margarita. When my husband, when it's his turn to cook, y'all eat out. Not here. Not here. He likes to cook. I just put, oh my goodness, babe, look what I did.
What'd you do?
I finally got paint on my face.
Yes.
There it is. Thank you. Who was that? It's been a long time. I got a baby wipe.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Welcome.
It's been a long time since that's happened. Is he making salsa? No, he is not. A sesame chicken bowl. Yum. All right, so we're going to paint these in the gray. I wouldn't even probably notice. Thank you to whoever said it. Gray feet. I got you, Miss Doreen. White on the outside, gray on the inside. Well, shoot. I think we're going to do a pink. Hi, Michelle Pryor. I think we're going to do a pink tail. I don't know. Pink or white tail. I know we already did this poll. Gray on that, pink on the inside. Yeah, I was thinking we'll do the pads in pink. Better. Thanks, y'all. So, what color for the tail? You had ham avocado sandwich pink. Yeah, we're gonna do, I think maybe we do white. I think we do white and then we do the pads pink. Let's paint it white and see what we think. And then if we don't like it, yeah, exactly, Anita. Neither did I. I didn't even know it was there. Let's paint it white and see what it looks like. And then, and we'll go ahead and paint the paw pads pink. And then if we don't like it, then we can just paint right on top of it with the pink. Okay. So I'm going to wipe down this tail one more time. Chicken and dumplings, white tail, pink pad. That's what I'm thinking. I'm just afraid it's going to be too much pink. All right. So I'm going to take a little bit of white, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to stain this with the white instead of taking my brush and painting it, because the little lines are scored on there and I don't want the paint to fill up those lines. So I'm going to take a little baby wipe, dip it into the paint, offload it, and then just do this. Now, this is going to take a couple of coats, but I think it's going to look good. I love bunnies. Had one as a child. You did? Ooh. I kept going back and forth whether or not it was too early for an Easter craft, but in my poll the other day, or like when I asked y'all if y'all wanted everyday or Easter stuff, overwhelmingly y'all said Easter. So I went with it. Tail white, gray highlights. Okay, Donna. We're going to dry and we're going to build up that white. So it does come on pretty sheer because I am like using a baby wipe to apply it, but the paint is not getting built up in those lines, which is what I'm wanting. Now I may have to go in with a paintbrush if I don't get the look I want. But I think after a couple of coats, it's going to look pretty good. We're going to dry. And do it again. Okay, a little bit of white. And applying it. Like so. I always love to know what y'all have for dinner. Because when it's just me here, I eat like I'm a 12-year-old. But yes, that's getting it to how I want it. So we're gonna dry it again, and then we're gonna go over it again. Okay, this is where it's gonna take a little bit of work to build up to the color we want, but it's not gonna fill in those lines. Now, if you don't care about the lines, go right ahead and paint it. But I want those lines to be visible on the tail. So we're gonna add a little bit more white. Come on. Okay. And there we go. Now, I'm no expert. This is just by experimenting. I've learned that this helps out when you're doing like painting wood that's scored and you want those lines to show, is to do this. And it is nice and bright now. Just a little bit of patience. Lasagna. Ooh, Debbie, that sounds real good. Tomorrow, we're having spaghetti pie. We're having spaghetti pie. I'm going to do one more coat, and then we should be good. Then we'll paint the little pads on the bunny's feet. And then I'm going to show y'all something new. But cotton for a tail. You could totally put cotton on it. I'm not going to, but you absolutely could. That would be really cute. Mexican pizza. What's on a Mexican pizza? I feel like that's kind of a silly question to ask, but I want to know. Alrighty. Let me wipe this down. And we are going to take some paint pens to do this next part. So, here we go. I don't know how this is going to turn out. We're going to see. But I like to use Thomas. Thomas for sure. A spaghetti pie is like baked spaghetti. So it's like in a, how do I describe it? Like it's in a pie pan. And you have everything that you need already for the spaghetti on it. And you just bake it. So it kind of gets a little crispy. I don't know. I'll take a picture and show it to y'all. Husband had lasagna soup and I had crackers and 7-Up filling. Oh no, Janice. Oh no. I hope you're feeling better. There's Boone. This is too bright pink, I think. I don't like that. We need a light pink, right? Darn it. What were you thinking, Alex? Let's see if I can wipe it off. I'm going to try to wipe some of this off. That's too, like, magenta pink, in my opinion. I'm going to paint over this. I'm going to try to wipe some of this off. All right. Being sick is no good. I know you've been sick, too. All right. I'm going to paint over this. And we're going to go in with a lighter pink. Because that pink was way too, like, bright. Not what I was looking for. Debbie Cash, if you comment the word bunny, right? If you comment the keyword, in the message, there's going to be a button that says Amazon Favorites. You'll click on the button that says Amazon Favorites, and then it'll take you to my Amazon storefront. And then there is a great, like, if you look at it, there should be something that has like paint pens, paint markers. You'll click on that and it'll open up all the ones that I have. Hi, Janelle. Sausage and scalloped potatoes. Dumb, Leona. Oh, Patricia, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. All right, let's go in with a lighter pink. This is a softer pink. I'm going to shake it and the thing's not moving. Well, I'm trying not to go in with, that's not going to work. Hold on, we'll see. I might actually have to paint, yeah. I might actually have to paint the, like use a brush to paint it. Let me try this one. Let's see. I would really prefer to use a paint pen than go in with a brush. All right. I don't think that looks bad. What do y'all think? Let's do a whole one. My favorite brand of paint pens is the Sharpie Creative Markers. I think they do a really good job. I actually don't think this looks too bad. That looks good. So this one is the Artix brand. And I will say this one is not my fave, but for this pink, it's pretty good. It covers better than the Posca. And those Posca paint pens are too expensive to not, you know, do well. I don't know. I don't have good luck with Posca paint pens. It's probably just a user issue. All right. Ooh, look at those little feet. They're so cute. Do the Sharpie have lots? No, that's the only bad thing about the Sharpie brand is that their colors are pretty limited. I also like these acrylic paint pens right here. I like these too. I know I didn't even think to pull these out, but those are good too. Like I like certain colors in each brand. You know, I can't like all the colors. I have to have like 5 or 6 different brands of markers to get the set that I want. Hi Louise, that's the right color pink. Yeah, I agree. Definitely better than the, you know, the hot pink that I started with. Yikes. And I knew it. But I was like, still, let me try it. This might need, I don't know if we'll go over it again, but if we can, go over the little paw pads again. Go over this. Fill this in. Oh, there's Boone. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry if he makes your dogs bark. All right, let's dry and let's see. Sharpie red is ugly. It's more orange. Yeah. That's the thing, like, you kind of just have to like I feel like you have to buy multiple different brands to kind of get the different colors you're wanting. All right. All right, I'm going to go over them one more time. But I think this looks pretty cute. You could totally take paint and paint them if that's your jam. I just find it easier. I find it easier to do it with a paint pen than paint, especially a circle, because then my circle just keeps getting bigger and bigger. Okay. Back in. And I'm just kind of being a little messy with it. Looks good. Oh. I just bought some Distress Oxide in the little spray. Oh, I don't, Mary. I do not. I don't. All right, let me dry. And then we are going to put this together. Let me wipe this up before I dip my tag in there. But we're going to add a little bit of distressing to the tag. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to do brown or gray. Why am I drying that? I'm not sure I'm going to do brown or gray quite yet. But what do y'all think? Let's kind of put it together. Okay. Oh, it's so cute. I don't think I want to distress in gray because I already think there's enough gray. So I'm thinking to distress like with burnt umber. But I might distress the bunny too. What do y'all think? What do y'all think? I have the acrylic paint pens and the flyleaf paint pens and the, oh, okay. I like. All right, I'm going to take a black marker and I'm going to clean up my edges. And we're going to not rust, but like make this look a little bit more rustic. All right, gray, black. Perfect. Hi, Sybil. I don't have, That paint pen stuff is still a little wet. Hi, Tammy. Thank you for sprinkling. Y'all hit that heart button for me. And our keyword is bunny. And hang out till the end because I'm going to give away a cutout of the week. And all you have to do is just comment and hang out. Alrighty, so like so, like so. And then we have this guy up here, which I was waiting to see how we were going to, what color we're going to use. So I'm going to, I think I'm going to do a light brown. Should we do Distress in black or, I know, Linda, I can't decide. Distress in black or gray? Black or brown, I mean. Black or brown? I don't know. Because it all depends on what I'm going to do with this. Copper. I wasn't going to do copper. I don't have a copper paint. That's the only problem. I don't have that either. So, black. Can you use the transfer? I'm not going to use the transfer on, can you use the transfer pattern? You could totally use a transfer on this. I'm not going to. I've also tried them to, I don't know. Black. Okay. So I'm going to do, hi, Cheryl. Okay. Let's see. Here's just gray. That's too much. I'm trying to make it look a little, I feel like it's too much gray. Ugh. Lisa, we're trying to decide. Like, I feel like that gray is just too dark with the bunny, in my opinion. So I'm wondering if we do like a really, really, I wasn't going to do green. I feel like it would look weird if the whole tag was green behind it. I'm trying to decide what color to do my distressing in. Brown. Yeah. I think I'm going to do brown, but I'm going to lighten it up. So I have my burnt umber, right? I think if I do, I just got on, what paint pens are you using? Diane, they were the Arctics brand. No, I want to do something. If the background needs something, I'm going to do a light brown. Okay, so I'm going to do burnt umber and some white. And we're just going to see. Silver. The only problem is I want to use an acrylic paint to do this. I don't want to mess with the chalk paste. And I'm not quite sure how the chalk paste in silver would do with this, what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to use brown. Thanks, Ashley. I'm going to use brown. And I'm going to lighten it up to a really light brown. I know y'all probably can't see what I'm doing, but I am just mixing it on my table till I get it the kind of color I want. Now, I'm sure you could do this with the paste. I just don't know. You'd really have to thin it out. And that's okay, Diane. You'd really have to thin it out and get it to the right consistency. And y'all, this is the first time I'm trying this, so it may not go exactly as planned, but I watched another crafter last night do this and I thought I can do that. And it may not be perfect the first time, and that's okay. We're trying something new. And if you don't like the color I use, you can use whatever color you want to on your project. I'm not going to apply it with a baby wipe. I want this, there's a method to my madness. Okay, it's going to look like it's, in a sense, like chippy or dry brush. All right, so I got my spatula. I'm going to offload it on here. Okay, looks like melted chocolate. And I am just going to take, I know it's kind of hard to see right now, but I'm building it up. I don't want to put too much. I don't want to put too much on there. Okay. I want it to look a little rustic. Yeah, absolutely. It would look super cute on a shiplap sign. Okay. Just figured I'm trying something new, something that is fairly easy and you don't have to have like Vaseline or wax or candlestick. And I'm just trying to make it look a little rusticy and old. So I'm just taking the back of my spatula, offloading it. I think it's gonna look good. I'm hoping. And like I said, this is my first time doing this. Y'all, I practiced a little bit before I went live and that was it, okay? So it's looking a little bit rustic and vintagey, which is exactly what I wanted. And then I'm trying to get a little bit heavier handed in some sections just to kind of make it look a little bit more chippy-like. Thank you. I saw this last night during a live and I was like, I have to try that because that looks very simple. And you can do it as much or as little as you want. All right, I think that looks pretty good. Let's put the bunny on there and see if it needs it in any other section. So this is what it turned out to be. Okay, you can totally do the same thing with the chippy method. I just thought this was a little bit easier. Thanks, Leona. Nope, that was my first time ever trying it. You could totally use distressing crayons. Now, the only thing with the distressing crayons, in my opinion, is you don't get this like chippy, rustic look as much as you do like with this or like using the chippy method. So let's dry it. And then let's put our little bunny butt on there and see what we think. Move him down a smidgen. And then we're gonna paint that in the brown that we just used. I don't think it needs any more. I don't think it needs any more. I think it looks pretty good. So I'm just gonna stain this. Yeah, that looks good. That looks good. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna wipe this off. And I'm gonna do a little bit of white on this guy. So let's dry it. And then I'm gonna do the same thing and just kind of rustify this a little bit. I don't know if rustify is the right word, but distress. Everybody has their own way. I just thought it'd be good to show y'all a new idea. And it's really easy. Okay. That looks good. Now, I'm trying to decide if the bunny needs some distressing or just leave it. What do y'all think? What do y'all think? Leave the bunny, distress the bunny. I'm going to go ahead and glue this little guy. So I'm going to use my stick fast glue. Go around. Yeah, restify. You know, just making up my own words. Just making up my own words. Those are still a little tacky. We could do brown. Brown. Leave it. Of course, Diane, leave the bunny. Leave it. Okay, we won't touch it. We will not touch it, my friends. All right. All right, a little bit of glue. Okay. Need to make sure, yeah, that looks good. Okay. We're gonna glue his little tail. Hold that down. And then, oh my gosh, this is adorable. And then we're gonna glue these as high up as I can without it. Yeah. Alrighty. And there it is. That's why I was saying a brown bunny, because then it would have gone, but I think it would have been too much brown. It would have gone with the rustic look I was going for. All right, there it is. I'm gonna add just a small hanger. I think a thicker twine or jute would look good. But there it is. I'm gonna let that glue sit for a second before I hold it up. And this is perfect for like a little shelf sitter, tier tray, whatever you want to do. You could even do beads on here. But I think like a thicker twine would look good. But there it is. I need to fix that one's little feet. It got a little streaky. I might go back in and cover it up with paint. But there it is, y'all. And that new, look at that rustic look on the back. I really like that. We're going to have to use that. No, I was just going to leave it like this. So there it is, y'all. Hit that heart button for me. Comment the word bunny. This is the cutout of the week. I had a feeling that was going to happen. My glue has not dried. That's the cutout of the week. So you can grab that. If you already have an order with me and you want to add it to an order, like if you purchased from last night's live sale, I can add it to that order, or it'll be available in Sunday's live sale. So I'm going to hold on to it because that glue still hasn't set up. I think it's really cute. Now, like, I don't know who recommended it, but you could totally use a pattern on the background too, kind of like I did on the Hello Spring on Friday. You could do that as well. This is just an idea. I try not to use any chalk or like transfers with the cutout of the week, just so you know that you can paint it and you don't have to have a transfer to do the project. So there it is. I think he's pretty cute. All right, y'all, hit the heart button for me and we're going to pick our winner. So babe, give me a word.
I don't know. Airplane.
Okay, no. Comment the word, let's see. Comment the word pink. Comment the word pink, and the 5th person on my end will get the cutout of the week, a blank cutout of the week. Hi, Diane. But yes, if you want to add this to an order from the live sale, you can totally do this. So comment the word pink. The 5th person on my end will be the winner. Mary was number 1. Samantha was number 2. Jennifer was 3. Diane was 4. Sharon Staton, you were number 5 tonight. So you are the winner of a blank cutout of the week. So Miss Sharon, please send me a message saying, hey, I won, and I will get a form for you to fill out for me. And you'll put that you won the bunny tag, okay? All right, y'all. Have a great rest of your night. I will be on tomorrow. Oh, y'all are giving me some words. Thanks, y'all. But go grab this while you can. And like I said, if you want to add it to an order, just send me a message and I can do that, okay? Y'all have a great rest of your night, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye, y'all.